because of how I've done this for so long, people consider it work. I don't. It allows me the freedom to make videos, and it allows me the freedom to, you know, do other things. You know what I mean? But if a man does not work, he shall not eat. If a man does not work, don't complain about not having no money in the bank. Doesn't that kind of make sense?
With me already going to let my landlord know that I'm going to have to stay on going by your income because I don't have a job to switch back to flat rate rent. If I was to get a job right now, if I was to go into getting a job right now that could pay my bills, I would end up paying over $1,000 for my public housing apartment because they would then have to go by my income. So if I get a job that's making what I was making or more, I'm going to have to come up out of that apartment because I'm not going to be able to afford that apartment. And even if I was able to, I would.
Where does she live? Girl, you better stay wherever you're at. You gonna come up, man, I would love to pay $1,000 a month? A month. But check it out, though. She did say public housing. Look, after all that jail time and going in and out of jail, it's only just recently that I got rid of a warrant. You know what I'm saying? And that was, well, I already mentioned what happened just a couple of months ago. That was only a couple of months ago. Wait, no, was that last year? Yeah. But nevertheless, so what I'm saying is, and I repented for that and I felt bad for that. But I thank the Lord because he stopped me from doing what typically would get me the felony. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, public housing, I have, from going in and out of jail to being on welfare to not being able to figure out why I couldn't get a job and all that stuff, I worked to get off of welfare and off of food stamps and off of that. This is garbage. You know what I'm saying? My position is this. Nobody should be receiving food stamps but the elderly and the very, very disabled. Nobody should be receiving anything from the government, particularly if you're a well-bodied, able man. And then you capable of pushing out all them babies, make it happen. Because guess what? You're going to see me collecting a food box before you see me collecting some food stamps. That's the truth of it. What time you guys give out your food box? Monday, 10 a.m.? I'll see you then. What about you guys? Oh, Wednesday, 3 p.m.? I'll see you then. Thursday? What? 8 o'clock in the morning? I'm there. What do I need to bring? You're going to see me collecting a food box before I collect food stamps. Oh, yes, you will. Oh, yes, you will. But here's the thing. Did she... if you come to Arizona, be expecting to pay $1,800 to $3,000 a month for a 1 or a 2 bedroom apartment. So $1,000 a month. Love it. But it's public housing, so. But I don't know. Some of these public housing places. But one more time, I don't like government programs. You know what I'm saying? But I think you can just rent them normally. I think you can. I'm not sure on that. But I think you can without being on a government program. You know what I mean? But $1,000 a month, if you listen to what she's saying, I'm going to have to tell my landlord that I'm going to have to stay on, what did she say, pay as you go? Otherwise, if she's making the money she was or more, she's going to have to pay $1,000 a month. But you just said you're unemployed. You're now unemployed. Meaning you were employed before So were you withhold? Okay, one more time. We're back to that again. The people of God, we do not lie. We do not lie. You over here, I don't know if that's her situation, but I don't know what you're hearing, but this is what I'm hearing. She was making enough money to pay $1,000 a month. Now she's unemployed and she doesn't sound too happy to pay $1,000 a month if she regains the income she had or better. She's not going to pay $1,000 for that, which she doesn't seem too happy to pay $1,000, but she'll go elsewhere to pay more. Well, here in Arizona, you're going to pay more. You're not going to find anything for $1,000. $1,000 a month? I'll tell you what you're going to find. A cardboard box. I'm being silly, but that math is not mathing right there. Have you been withholding your actual income from the govs? Because you should have been paying $1,000 a month. If that's what your income was prior, now you're unemployed. And if you regain income that you had prior, y'all. Anyway, so what else is she?
It has nothing. I thank God for it. It has served its purpose. It has been a blessing to me. That has been my first apartment I've ever had, and I thank God for it. But I would not be willing to pay $1,000 and something for that apartment. That apartment don't have washer and dryer. Everything.
My apartment, I had to purchase my own washer. Y'all, anyway.
It's like is how it looked before I got it. Everything is the original state. A lot of stuff needs to be done.
Anyway, y'all, so there's this whole thing going around where people are like, God doesn't want me to work, and and so these excuses that people provide, like I said, and I share this because I was a case manager. All I've worked with is people that have struggles, from case managing people with disabilities, the homeless population, to being an instructor for people coming in and out of jail. You know what I'm saying? So that's my background. That's what I know. That's what I understand. So excuses, people love to tell the excuses, but don't want to tell their role in how did we get there? What role did you play? You see what I'm saying? Oh, it's all of them. It's all of them. They're inconsiderate of me. Listen to my story. It's so sad. My story is just so sad. They just did me so dirty. My story, So I'm not saying that there aren't such experiences, but for the majority of what we're dealing with in society, capable minds, you got to get to a place where you're no longer making excuses. You take responsibility for yourself. I'll never forget one time, and I hold it dear to me. So, for a portion of my life, I was just partying. I was partying, I was drinking and driving, just doing all kinds of things recklessly, right? And I remember me and a friend of mine, we were at a casino, and I had gotten a Long Island iced tea, and that was, in my drinking element, it had what it took. You know what I'm saying? And so me and my girlfriend, we go back up to the bar. So this is our second one. And I will not forget what that bartender said to us. He said this: I do not advise you to have another. Who you advising? Nevertheless, I got a DUI, you know, and God spared me. But one of the things I hold dear is that when I had to go and attend those to save my license, that instructor went around the room and asked everybody what happened, and I told him what happened. I said, the bartender told me and my girlfriend not to have another. I ignored what he said, got in the car and started driving, got in an accident, and here I am. And he said this about me. He said, she's not coming back here. He said, the rest of you, I'm probably going to see you guys. But her, I don't expect to see her. And the reason why is because she took responsibility for why she's here. And I hold on to that. You know what I mean? Because I was that thing right there. I was done. I was done with that moment right there. I was like, I'm not drinking and driving again. I'll continue to drink. I'm just not going to drive. You know what I'm saying? So I continued partying. I just wasn't driving. But nevertheless, anyway, I don't know how to make the video. I don't know if it's going to allow me to load at 45 minutes. I'll probably have to divide this. But nevertheless, I've come across some other videos that I want to just react to or just kind of analyze with y'all. So, all right. Thank you for listening.